All right, we're back with Steve Brock from Mosquito Joe. He's talking about mosquito control and how to keep your home mosquito free. This person's asking, if you spray the gardens for mosquitoes, does it kill butterflies, bees, and other insects as well? And I'll add this, what about, is there any harm to dogs?
Perfect. And the answer really is no. If you think about what we spray when applied appropriately, it's all about body mass. So mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks, those are the three that we typically go after. They're tiny. For every gallon of water, there's under 1 ounce of treatment that goes in it. So when you talk about butterflies, dogs, anything that's larger, even like larger stink bugs, they're just too big to be impacted by what we're doing. So It's always a function of body mass.
So that spray that you use specifically is one that is just geared towards the smaller, just the mosquitoes and the ticks and that kind of stuff?
Correct.
Okay.
That's what it's been designed for.
All right, this person says, I don't have standing water, but I continue to have large amounts of mosquitoes. What could be causing that?
So there are a couple things that could be happening. Most likely there is some water that's hidden somewhere near your house. And that could be a neighbor. If you're next to, if a mosquito can fly about 100 feet, and if your neighbor has a bunch of water next to your fence and your deck is 15 feet from the fence, they're gonna be coming over and saying hello. I always kind of compare guys to, when you have kids and you go to the beach, they sprint to the water, even if there's something cool to see along the way. Mosquitoes are going to fly right to you, even if there's some plants or something to see along the way. So I like to think of myself as the mosquito whisperer, and I can normally find the problem. And 9 times out of 10, it has to do with water. Sometimes that could be a French drain as well, that's holding water kind of in a low spot in the yard.
Okay, what are some of the weirdest things that you found that are holding water?
Oh, geez. I have found a ton of like wheelbarrows that are kind of toppled over. We've had a variety of kids' toys, even though the kids are long gone, that are there. I've had like play sets that with a wood kind of railing, but there's something on top. And when I pulled it off, it was filled with water and they just came flying out. I've cracked open sides of jacuzzis before that it looked like a swarm came flying out. It just doesn't take much, and it's everyday items that you have that can be breeding mosquitoes.
Okay. And I thought it was really interesting that you said it could even be our gutters. So if our gutters like have, the leaves and stuff trapped in there, that's what could be breeding mosquitoes.
It could be, as long as it backs them up. A lot of times I'll look at gutters and they'll actually be growing little plants.
Yep.
And if it's growing little plants, then there's dirt and things below that, which means you created a little bit of a dam for water.
Okay.
So they'll come out of that.
All right, well, this person's asking, are there types of plants we can put in the garden that will repel mosquitoes?
There are some plants that I've heard that are effective. I know people have tried them. We've actually taken over a lot of houses with more of our all-natural products to help with that. But I think if you were to Google, mosquito plants, you'll find some. If you are really susceptible to mosquitoes, though, I think it's going to be a tall ask for Mother Nature to handle it.
Gotcha. And so like when your company goes and sprays, how long does that last?
So we've got 2 options. The more natural products usually last about 2 weeks because they just wear off from the wind and the sun and the rain. And our more synthetic product, which we probably use for 96% of our customers, is typically on a 3-week rotation.
Gotcha. Okay. This person's asking, what kind of mosquito repellent can you use if you're allergic to DEET?
So one thing you can use is garlic, because that actually blocks their ability to smell. I'm not sure why it happens. I just know that it does. And the other thing you can use, there's a parentheroid based on a chrysanthemum flower that DEET does not have as their base element. So those are 2 options you can look for.
So when you said garlic, you mean like a product that has garlic, or are you talking about slathering garlic on my skin? Well, how does that work?
I'm talking about good old-fashioned crushed garlic. It's 99% garlic juice. And the great thing about it is it smells like an Italian restaurant for about 10 minutes, and you'll hear Billy Joel very faintly in the background as we're putting it out.
All right. Now, seriously, though, do you put it on your skin, or can you put it in something like a container or something? Let's know section of WFNYnews2.com.